really do. You're a 21-year-old punk fucking kid. Grandpa's given you everything all your fucking life. You've never had a car payment, a house payment. Everything you live in was given to you by Grandpa. You fucking don't know what it's like to work for a fucking living like I do, to bust my fucking ass and do what I do. And you know what, Sean? You fucked me, and that's the way you got it. But you know what? Your grandpa's money will run out someday, and you'll have to feast for yourself. Get a fucking job, you piece of shit.
Welcome to Behind the Smoke Podcast. I'm Derek Marso of Valley Farm Market. I'm here with my main man, Sean Walchef from Cali Comfort Barbecue. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic, Derek. We made it. We're alive.
We're here.
Man.
We are here. We're alive. We're okay. For the people that are listening, that we're at the barbecue event, don't fear. We all got checked out from the smoker explosion, and we're fine. Gene Goycochea, he went to the hospital and got checked out. He's good. Lungs are clear.
Yes.
Randy Gill, he's doing good. Got some stitches, but he's good. If you guys didn't hear, we had a little bit of a mishap on one of the smokers at our competition, and
is that what they call it? A little bit of a mishap?
I guess that's what you call it.
You played in the NFL and you got decleated 6 feet over a temporary white fence.
That's I haven't
part of an explosion.
Been hit that hard in many
ever.
years.
I don't think you've ever been hit that hard.
No, but it was pick up the pieces, and I guess someone's looking over us.
Well,
making sure we're okay.
I watched you fall back 6 feet over that white temporary fence, and then I watched Gene fall down over you, and I think all that in slow motion just mentally knocked me over on top of both of you.
Dude, it was Gene lost half of his
half of his head of hair.
Sean, your eyelashes,
my eyelashes,
and your beard,
and my beard got singed
off. But again, it was one of those things. I know we talked about Randy Gill last podcast, and he, he's having some health issues, but he's doing well. And he was graciously, donated a smoker to Sean and I. And we were kind of going through the ins and outs of what not to do. And one of the things not to do is allow the propane to keep going while it's going into your smokers and chamber, and light it. And that's what happened. He, made a mistake, but we're all okay. So
I'm pretty sure he said it'll bite you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we recorded that on the podcast. It'll bite you.
And it bites hard.
Yeah.
It bites hard. But yeah, and then after that, everything went well. Man, the Del Mar barbecue went off without a hitch, and man, I just can't say how proud I am of our teams.
Yeah.
They just worked their asses off and did such an amazing job of not just showing up, but working their asses off, working together, getting things done right. This year was just so much more efficiently ran.
Yeah. Well, Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, they were so much happier this year with the previous year, just operational wise, having organizations and training, Shane Walton and his crew come out and help with the tokens, and, just the whole layout, the way that Bill and JC, they got all the teams laid out so that there wasn't congestion.
And talk about MVPs, dude.
Oh,
we're so blessed to have
studs,
JC and Bill on our team, and Derek Walls, and just what they've all done to, go above and beyond. They make us look good, and, we're not easy to make look good. We're pretty ugly, so they did a good job on that.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was great to have all those PC teams, all the how about Andy Harris?
Dude, that was a trip. Grand Ole Barbecue.
Oh my
Asado.
God, are you serious?
Came all the way back from his vacation, drove straight from Missoula.
Straight from Missoula.
All the way to
just so he wouldn't leave his team in the dust. He was worried about.
And they fucking killed it, man.
Dude,
that skirt steak with that chimichurri and their turkey. I'll be straight up. That's the best damn smoked turkey I've ever had.
Yeah, it's so good.
What they do there is amazing, and he's just a great guy. And I'm getting a lot of his money because he moved right next door to us. So he's about a block away from my shop, and he's in here. I see him almost every day now.
That's
so
awesome.
That's pretty exciting.
It was cool. We had Scott Kaplan came out and he did a vlog, and we got to run into Jim Trotter, who was out there supporting the event, and CS Keys. We just had so many people, friends and family. I know your family's been coming out to Spring Valley for as long as we've been doing that, and then they came out to Del Mar last year, and then for them to see, they were just they were so blown away at the difference in the scale,
Last year,
the scale of the event.
The majority of them were in Lake Almanor. We go on vacations up to Lake Almanor. The whole family.
You
goes up
vacation?
there. I don't. What do you think? I said they do. I was here.
I didn't know you vacation.
No, fuck no. So they go up there, and then this year was a little bit earlier, and ours was a little bit later, so they could all come, and I think they were all pretty impressed with, when you tell them, oh yeah, we're putting on the barbecue competition, you tell your mom that, or you tell your sisters, yeah, no, I mean it's cool, you can bring the kids, and they're probably thinking of I don't think they imagine 15, 20,000 people there in lines and all that stuff. So it's good for them to see, and good for the kids to see what's going on.
For sure. But yeah, we'll put in the show notes pictures from the event. We're going to do a complete email wrap up and put all the category winners and people that placed in People's Choice. And just so people know, Cali Comfort and Valley Farm, we did not participate in the event. We organized the event. We're trying to participate less.
We will not for the longevity of this event. I competed a long time ago, and my competition days are completely over. I'm putting on the events now.
I think us almost dying in the smoker was enough participation on our part.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, today, guys, we have a very, very awesome guest that's near and dear to my heart. Kyle Leavy from Harvest Meat Company. Their family and my family have gone back for 35 years doing business, and they've been one of the best companies to help our company grow. The Leavy family, what they've done, for the community and what they've done for our store, I just can't thank you enough. So welcome, Kyle.
Thanks, Derek. Happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me, man.
No, we're excited to have you. I mean, like I said, the Leavy family, they've, with my dad and your dad and uncle and stuff, I mean, it's a pretty cool story how that all started. Why don't you kind of walk us through how Harvest came about?
Starts a long time ago, I suppose. Grandfather came from Ireland. He was a butcher, son of a butcher. His dad kind of delivered meat in a wagon in Ireland, right?
Nice.
So I mean, it's kind of in our blood. But
your dad was showing me a magazine. Was it your uncle who's still out in Ireland at a butcher shop?
Yeah,
that was fucking rad.
Yeah, it's a cousin. It's my dad's first cousin. Yeah, he's right in the middle of Dublin.
Is it like Levy?
His name's Colm. Super
Colm?
Irish name,
Right.
Colm.
That's awesome.
Colm. I always say it wrong, but and it's kind of cool. The way guys merchandise over there too. It's different. There's a lot of they're merchandising what they're growing on the island, right?
Yeah.
So that they got lamb. There's different kinds of lamb grinds and stuff you wouldn't normally see over here.
Right.
Family's still in the business over there. I've got another couple cousins that are farming and living the life in Ireland. So, but how we got started over here on this side of the Atlantic was, Grandpa came with a couple brothers, started a butcher shop in Iowa. They kind of did that for 20 years or whatever, and moved out west and kind of realized, that was in the 70s as the meat industry was changing, right?
Sure.
So it was changing from swinging beef or hanging beef to to boxes,
primals.
Yeah. And so they just kind of recognized an opportunity, and they actually started by selling a lot of tripes and intestines and guts. That's how they kind of started.
Really?
Yeah, they were selling the stuff nobody had an out for, and so then they just kind of built it from there.
Yeah.
And just kind of stand behind product, stood behind the service, kind of acted as an advocate for independence, and that really is something that we really try to do today too. Is a lot of our families in the business, and we want, I have a daughter. I keep due in a month and a half, so I keep bringing that up. Sorry, but I want her to have that opportunity to be in the business and have these relationships that you and I have.
Right.
And so us being an advocate for, there aren't that many packers in the United States, and they kind of have their way, and we're luckily at a point now where we can kind of throw a weight around and stick up for some people that need to be stuck up for.
So, that's awesome. I mean, you guys didn't have a ton of locations when you guys first started, and how many where are you guys at now? I mean,
we're all over the place. We merged with a really similar company to us in April this year, Sherwood Foods. So I think we've got 14 or 15 distribution centers now: Florida, Atlanta, Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City, Denver, Salt Lake City, Portland, Bay Area, LA.
Have
Phoenix,
you seen
San
like
Diego.
the market shifting at all? I mean, from what I've seen, the past 10 years, is a lot of the commodity stores who were purchasing select no roll stuff would sell your prime rib at $2 a pound, or now you start seeing them getting choice stuff. A lot of these people, these packing houses are just getting whatever cattle they can get. They get whatever lots they can get, pack them full of corn as much as they can, and get them to grade choice. And are you seeing a shift there?
Yeah, I think so on some levels. I mean, there's a whole spectrum of customers and consumers out there. I think the guys that are ahead of the game are doing that. And they're differentiating from themselves, and they're becoming neighborhood markets and finding what they want in the neighborhood and catering directly to those. They're real in touch with what the neighborhood wants. I mean, you guys are way ahead of the curve, what you guys can do and what you guys have done with the different kind of offshoots that you've grown out of Valley Farms from this to the barbecue to the Del Mar barbecue to
Right.
It is going that way, but there's still a lot of guys that, you got to look at it two different ways. You kind of deal with guys that are business owners that are kind of own 1 or 2, 3 stores, and then you deal with guys that are professional buyers that are, part of these grocery chains. And, they're both good customers and obviously customers that I appreciate. But it's neat because you see the change coming from the businessmen that are on the street or in their stores.
It's on the micro level. It goes back to your grandfather coming from Ireland and figuring out what exactly is he going to sell, and he's going to sell those specialty items that people want in the neighborhood and in the village. I mean, really, goes back to that exact level. Oh, we're taking live calls.
Take it.
Welcome to Behind the Smoke.
What can we get you guys today?
Let's take this live call seriously.
Except if it's
I'm
US
so
Foods.
totally down. Put it on speakerphone.
I mean, I thought we would have figured this out by now, but apparently we haven't.
What happened?
That's my fault.
What happened, Corey? I thought we were going to take that live call.
Yeah.
No?
No orders.
No orders?
We
were going to solve some...
The power's out.
The power's out?
How'd you do with your power outage yesterday?
Oh, the second power outage?
In
Power
like
outage
2 weeks?
in a month? Not well.
No.
No. Eric and Gene are working at figuring out what we have to do.
What? Is it your fault or is it SD
No, it's
Genie's
SD
fault?
Genie.
What,
It's just they had something wrong with something, one of the
RAM fritzes broke,
something like that.
and they had to fix it with a Snorflack.
Yeah, exactly.
You remember that big one in San Diego? The excuse was some guy pushed a button in Yuma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
Really?
don't push that button.
Yeah.
I remember that power outage in San Diego. We stayed open with flashlights and everything. I actually, we were letting one person in at a time, and people were coming in and buying waters and
ice,
canned
all the
foods
ice
and
you have.
everything you can,
Yeah,
you can
all the
imagine.
water you
I'm
could
like,
have.
oh my God, people thought it was
the end of the world.
So we got our trucks out the next morning, right? And so what we did, we closed all our. We have a huge 80,000 square foot warehouse where we cooler,
Huge.
obviously, right?
Yeah, it's fucking ginormous.
And so our lights, we have a little bit of backup power, but it wasn't all that bright. And we were going to get the orders out because, we were going to get the orders out. We
Right.
assumed people needed meat. And so what we did, I have a Prius that I own, and then we had a couple company Priuses. We drove those up the dock into there.
Oh, really?
Put it on electric, turned on the brights,
There you go.
and pulled all the orders.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, I guess that's the difference between a family company and, that's,
Yeah,
we were all
can do
there
those
all
things.
night,
Yeah, Fuck yeah.
We
It was a
when
fun night.
that happened, that was opening of NFL. It was a Thursday night game against I think it was the Packers against the Saints. Power went out. Everyone's
it was Packers versus
everyone's
Saints.
scrambling. We had the bar full of people. We're keeping the bar open. We kept
Just
the bar.
pour
We fucking kept
drinks.
kept the bar open. We got
Cash
ice.
only?
We put cash only. We put we put the barbecue out. We started grilling burgers. Keith went to the cars, went to some regulars, and actually siphoned gas out of the cars with a hose, sucked the gas out of the car.
That does not surprise
with a
me.
hose.
That gypsy Keith.
Put it into the gas so that we could run the generator and put one TV on. We had one fucking TV on. We were making burgers on the front patio.
That's actually
and we were
pretty
selling
rad.
beer.
That's pretty rad.
No, that's badass.
Yes,
that's
happened.
Cool. That's cool.
That's rad.
I had a similar thing. We went down once we got done pulling the orders. We popped down to Cash Street Bar and
There you
Grill.
go.
They had like one generator going as cash only. Beer was warm, but it was
Whatever.
I mean, what a memory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
kind of cool.
And we had lines. Honest to God, we had a line.
I remember I went to
15,
go. I
16
didn't come over here, but I went to like the closest liquor store and I was like, "Can I get
Ice?
some ice?" And they're
Ice,
like,
like,
"It'll $40 for a bag of ice." I'm like, go fuck yourself.
See, that's one thing that we never do.
Yeah.
And that's,
Go
that,
fuck yourself.
that even happens to
$40
us.
for a bag of ice.
Yeah.
in the beer industry, right? So there's a lot of allocated beers.
Yeah.
So you can't, if you're on, we've been doing it for so long, we're on a lot of these lists where we can get beers that other people can't. You go to some of these stores, let's just say the beer costs them $4.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the store and you see it, they're advertising it for $29.99. Like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
Just because it's so allocated doesn't mean you should just raise the prices. We just take care of our regular customers and people that come in. I'm like, hey, they're like, how much is it? I'm like, it's $5.99. They're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I just paid $29 over there. I'm like, I make my margin. I work off margin for my beer, and that's what no matter if it's the rarest or, if it's the rarest, I'm probably drinking it. So, it might not make it to the shelf, but it's. I can't stand people that do.
Yeah,
that
nobody's
shit.
gonna retire off this shit.
Right.
Like
you're gonna make a couple extra $100. Give me a break.
Speaking of beer, did you see what Anheuser did for Houston?
No.
Yeah, they've been sending out water, so they stopped making beer and they've canned it just water.
No
And
way.
they've fucking been sending it out
That's
to
cool.
help out. Yeah, it's rad.
That is actually.
We'll put it in
really
the
fucking
show
cool.
notes. I saw it on Twitter the other day. Oh, Twitter, yeah.
Twitter, Christ's sakes.
Yeah, no, it was really
He's
cool though.
all over me about fucking getting on this Twitter shit.
Yeah, I just talked to Joey the other day. He came in for fight night. He's like, dude, I just booked some because he's an agent for MLS soccer, and he just got a huge meeting because of Twitter. I was like, my man, can't wait to tell Derek.
I actually, you said my fingers were on fire at the podcast.
I know you
movement.
were.
I was fucking tweeting away.
138 characters
Dude, that's
and an emoji.
yeah. So Kyle, where'd you grow up? You grew up out here in San Diego.
San Diego, yeah. Grew up, first 10, 11 years lived in UC, and then parents moved over to North PB.
Yeah.
Kind of grew up in North PB.
And you
area.
said your wife is she went to Bishop's.
She went to Bishop's. Yeah, she went to Bishop's.
Bishop's?
Yeah.
That's where Sean went.
Oh,
that's
nice.
why I bring it up.
The Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bishops.
Such a beautiful school.
It is. It
So-
is. Yeah, start saving now. I'm starting
Yeah.
saving now.
Right.
Yeah, it was
But
like,
it is a beautiful school, man.
Yeah.
It was like 16,000 a year back in '94. Like
Yeah.
now it's God, I don't even know. It's probably like 40,000.
Yeah, I gotta imagine something around there.
You got that in your couch cushions?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
No, we're he's keeping the margin steady on the beer.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I need to sell some more $29 beer.
No kidding.
Do that.
Get those
no,
kids.
we talked about, my wife and I, we were talking about schools because our kids are getting to the age now where they're gonna, start going. And my nephews go to a school called Warren Walker, and it's it's a really, really cool school. And I was thinking about maybe sending them there
Warren Walker's a great school.
and seeing how that works out. And then I really would like them to go to a private or a public middle school. And so maybe because the class sizes are so big right now, and
That's the problem.
so trying to get them a little bit more, attention, and maybe send them to private early, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah.
But I say that, but let's be honest, it's not really my decision.
You don't get.
It's
You don't
gonna
get
be whatever
any
my
fucking
wife
decisions.
really tells me what we're gonna do. But yeah, I think Warren Walker does feed into Bishop's.
Bishops. Yeah, Warren Walker's a great school.
So-
Sure.
Yeah. So another good thing about Harvest Meat Company is that they really, really focus on their, he was talking about their independence and stuff, and they are graciously sending me out to Nebraska in a month, sending me out to the packing house that I use.
When is that?
When?
Yeah,
Early October.
early October.
Yeah.
Nice.
First week of October. Sending me out to a Greater Omaha beef packing plant. We've been with them for 12 years. We've been using the same beef, and I think that's really a key to our success is we're very consistent in the product that we bring in, and I don't know, and of course I'm gonna be biased, but I don't know if there's any better workmanship than Greater Omaha. Their spec on their product is phenomenal. If anyone listening, if you guys have anyone that carries some Greater Omaha product, I would advise you to just go try it. We're on their Angus program. We carry a lot of their Angus stuff, and only choice and prime. But man, it is so much different than some of these bigger commodity packing houses. You get the National, the IBPs, and which they're still good stuff, but you get one of those tri-tips compared to one. It's a big difference.
It's absolutely, and those other bigger guys, National, IBP, JBS, they've got tons of programs, and I think you can have a lot of selection from those programs. What you get with Greater Omaha is one plant, consistent all the time, man. Yeah. And the cattle, it's obviously right in the middle where all the best cattle are. Angus cattle, temperature. Good for Angus growth. They're pulling out of Iowa, Nebraska. They're pulling the best cattle. So it's
who do you work with over there?
Stan, our sales guy forever has been Stan. I can't say his last name. Maines.
Stan.
Yeah, Stan the man. Stan the man.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy. He's really taking care of us. Greater Omaha has such the quality product speaks for itself. They export so much, and so they really don't have the product to sell to a large chain or anything like that. It's a great opportunity for little independents, and like Derek's leading the way on this. It's amazing. I mean, I was here last week, a couple weeks ago, and I walked by his case, and I was like, I got to grab 2 of these.
Right. I mean, it just shows so well everything that they do out there. It's a lot of times customers will come in, they're like, that choice looks better than any prime I've seen all throughout San Diego. Yeah. And it's, Greater Omaha's great in their choice, and it's just what they do. They're the quality of their product, they care. There was times where I would actually call over there. I'm like, look, guys, what do you guys have?
Oh, and it's heard.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, I think a lot of times you guys get these phone calls about how bad things are. I just want to tell you thank you. Oh. I'll call them and be like, hey, thank you guys. Your guys' product, really helps us, and it holds us to a standard. And we, you kind of, get kind of snooty sometimes when all this other stuff comes in case Greater Omaha gets shorted or something happens and we're out of a tri-tip. Man, it's night and day.
It is
the product that we're getting. So
yeah, it is.
I know not right now because they don't have enough. Not everyone can get it all the time consistently, but we've been fortunate enough to be consistent.
And they have some. That export market, they sell a lot of export. So that export market goes on and off. And so it kind of really, the dollar has a lot to do with it. So, they're not dumb. They need to hedge some of that. They get big bucks for the exports, but they also, they're a well-ran company.
Have you noticed the rest of the country starting to take notice of tri-tip? Or is that just something that we're still leading the way in California?
People that do it.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, I did actually, but I was living down in Florida 10 years ago, and that was like my mission, just to find and to sell, to get somebody to buy some tri-tip. I'm telling you, for the money, there's not a better piece of meat out there. I mean, it's really pretty easy to cook. I mean, it takes you once or twice, and you know how to cut it after it's cooked.
Right.
And but yeah, to answer your question, not really.
No.
I always like, oh man, we should I was telling a buddy who's kind of in the restaurant business, we should open a place in New York, call them San Diego strips, and like New York strips, and bring it to New York and call it San Diego strips. Yeah. I hope someone listening out there takes that idea.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. We posted some stuff on Facebook about a tri-tip, and my old coach who lives in Tennessee, I think now. He races greyhound dogs. Chris Grebe, Coach Grebe, he sent me a message. He's like, I can't fucking find tri-tip anywhere. Will you please send me some? So we have it on the list. We're going to send him some out this week. We're going to send him a prime, one of our ones that we do. That's a marinated one. Yeah. And then we're going to send him one of our smoked ones.
Where's he at?
Tennessee.
Where, what city?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can get it for you.
Well, yeah, I'll find out because I know we're delivering there somehow, and I can,
Right.
I'll call a store in his neighborhood and say, "Hey, dude, there's a guy that wants a tri-tip. You need to sell this tri-tip."
Right.
man."
Sell him
shit.
this tri-tip.
Yeah.
No, he's like, I just, one of the biggest things everyone's like, do you miss the Mexican food? And he's like, yeah, but I really miss the tri-tip. Like, I can't fucking find tri-tip anywhere.
Yeah.
People joke about how, Sean and I, we do it all the time, but our next Del Mar contest, instead of doing steaks, we're going to do a tri-tip category.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's out here, and I think people are going to.
We have to lead the way. I mean, tri-tip's just too incredible of a meat.
It's just such an underutilized piece of meat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do so much with it.
You guys are going to push the price up for everybody, but I mean, I think
that's already happened, hasn't it?
Yeah, it already has. Yeah, it already has. And it's a thin meat, right? So there aren't that many tri-tips that come off the animal. Yeah. So there's, for every animal, there's only a couple.
Yeah, there's only 2 of them.
Yeah.
You guys are also doing these things where you guys are going to different stores, and I'm going to get on this wagon with you guys. I talked to your old man about it, and you guys are bringing a whole truck, and you guys are doing a sale for a weekend, right?
Yeah.
What's that called?
We're kind of calling it whatever.
However you want to market it?
Yeah, however you want to market it. Truckload sale, Butcher Bonanza, whatever you want to call it.
Right, and that's pretty much just kind of giving back to the consumer.
Yeah, I mean, I think you sell it all in the bag,
right,
and then you have it cut it up in the back.
Yeah, so the consumer can come. You'll have a huge truck out in the parking lot.
Yeah,
and they can say, for a discounted rate, we'll sell you this whole New York.
Yeah,
and we can cut it to whatever portions you want.
Yeah,
we'll wrap it for you. We'll freezer wrap it, and we'll sell it to you. And that way, that consumer is now getting a better price.
Yeah,
it's drawing more people to the store. It's kind of more of an event, and from what I hear, they've been fucking crazy successful.
Yeah, they have been. Dollars wise varies from store to store, but the biggest thing that we see is stores are coming back to us, and it's giving them anywhere from a 6 to 10% lift on just foot traffic coming into the store.
Right.
Which
Events.
I mean, that's a big deal. Events, dude.
We're event driven.
Yeah, it's all
that's
about
the reason
events.
why. Yep.
So,
How do you market the events?
How do we market them? We market them through whatever channel the store wants to market them. I mean, we obviously don't have that much of a presence on social media.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're
Who's in charge of that?
Good question, man. I was asking him how do you get into it and stuff. I'm thinking about maybe calling you later.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's big. I know for me, I had to get out of my comfort zone for social media because I'm not it's hard for me to be kind of like look at me guy. And you feel sometimes that's how it is when you're like on the Facebook or you're doing those things. And then once you start doing it enough, you realize that's not what it is at all.
Yeah.
And Sean's actually helped me a ton get out of my little shell and, forcing me to do some of these things. And it's just paid off so much. And it helps you engage with your consumer.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. I mean, for me to be able to just
storytelling. I mean, you're not saying, oh, this is me, this is what I do. You're just showing them this is a day in the life of owning a butcher shop.
Yeah.
And that means that you're in Del Mar, or you're out, in the community, or you're out doing these things. And next thing you know, someone's seen it and they're like, oh, wow, well, maybe I should just go stop by there. I've never been to Valley Farm. I live in Spring Valley, but I've never even been there.
Yeah.
Then they come in, they're like, holy shit, why the fuck haven't I been in here?
We get a lot of those people, we've talked about it a little bit, but my dad, aunt, and uncle took on another store in the 70s out in Otay, early 80s, and they had it for 15 years. A Rouse came in and kind of blew them away because they were still trying to be a commodity store, not a specialty store.
Yeah.
But what they did is they neglected this store, and so they were putting all their efforts into that other store and talking about or all the resources, everything they were doing just to try to stay afloat, taking everything from here.
Yeah.
And then once that store, they actually had to sell it and get out of there. They came back here, and I mean, this place was really, really ran down. I mean, there was times that I would come in and there wouldn't be there was an aisle that wasn't open. And to be honest, I was embarrassed. I was like, my buddies were like, oh yeah, Valley Farm, let's go over there and get some food. I'm like, no, my dad will bring something home. Like, I didn't even want to like have people come in. So then they started slowly getting back into it and working things out and, really kind of paying attention to the details in this store. And it, the strike in 2004 really helped out. And then we really started taking off. Then I came in a little bit after that, after I got done playing football, and really tried to change it from a commodity store to a specialty store and going on with those social media things and doing different things and different avenues. And I think that's really been a big blessing for the store. And
I mean, the bigger a company gets, the harder it is to feel like you can have an impact on social media. But like, you know, the thing that is the biggest impact is you just have to do it. And like, you're not going to do it perfect. And that's the toughest part for the bigger a company is when you're, you know, somebody like US Foods that they're publicly traded. I mean, it's so difficult because everything is scrutinized no matter what, every single post, every comment, every single word of text. But at the end of the day, like if you're not doing it, all you're doing is getting behind, you know, and like there's people in the company that are winning. That's a reason why you guys are still open. There's places like, you know, like Greater Omaha, you know, Stan the Man. Like somebody should be following Stan the Man because that guy's obviously fucking doing it right. Right?
I'm pretty sure he's not on
social media.
He's not. Yeah. But somebody could be on him watching him do what he does because he's doing something that's fucking winning.
Yeah.
Like he's winning by keeping customers close, by checking in. And whether that's him on the phone, whether that's him going down talking to the plant, whatever the fuck that is, like I guarantee you people are going to see that and they're like, holy shit, this guy's fucking money.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why those people stay in the business and there's a reason why other people aren't in the business because they can't fucking hack it.
Yeah.
And like hacking it means creating those relationships. Creating those relationships, that doesn't happen, you know, like that. That happens day in, day out, day in, day out, week over week over week.
And it's kind of like if a tree falls and no one's around, doesn't make any sound, right?
Yes.
So like, how do you make that sound? And I guess social media would be the way to make that sound.
I mean,
right?
social media is the way, is because, but like that requires you to peel back the layers and to show that you're vulnerable, you know, and like those are the things that Derek and I talk about. It's not easy to say all the times that we fucked up,
right.
You know, get on a podcast and just go, oh yeah, this is, you know, my former business partner and this is how things can go. Or,
which,
you know,
by the way, what the fuck, man? Jesus.
I think he's still angry at me.
Oh wow.
No, I think an avenue too you guys could go down. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head for Harvest Meat Company though. It's you guys already do this, but I haven't done it in the social media way, but helping out your consumer because that just drives more business to them. So if you can be like, okay, hey guys, we're on social media, we're going down to Valley Farm Market, we're going to wherever you guys we're going, come down and check it out, drives more business to them, therefore they're driving more business to you, and you know it's a marriage.
Totally. And you know, honestly, I got to get my brother's a little bit younger than us, and he's been harping on it. You know, he's the new kid on the block, and he's like, dude, why? You know, this is crazy. Yeah. And so then he's like, let me prove a point. So he started picking up customers through Instagram.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
but that's absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, point taken. I mean, it's we're kind of behind the ball on that. Luckily,
but I mean, if he's willing to do that, you know, and does he work for the company?
Oh yeah.
Oh, looks like he just signed himself up.
There's no choice in my family. You're working for the company, man.
That sounds very familiar.
there was a baseball card
Ask
shop.
my son. He's 60 days old. Ask him who's his employer.
Yeah. I tried to get a job at a baseball card shop in high school. Hey, I'm cool. Well, yeah, that's cool, but you know. Come 4 in the morning, unload the trucks, then go to your baseball card shop.
Yeah, right.
You know,
exactly.
Okay.
You know, I'm actually going to do a different approach. I think when my kids get a little older, I don't want them working for me first. I think if they want to come in here, I mean, let's just say they have an interest. I have no idea if they're going to or not.
Yeah.
Let's say they have an interest and they get done with college.
What age are we talking about?
No, they're going to be working for me hard when they're young.
Yeah.
It's like,
what? No, I'm talking about
like when they're 24.
After college. I want them to go out.
They're going to college?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Really?
I'm a huge proponent of education, man. I think it's huge.
Yeah, me too.
Really want them to go to college. My wife and I talked about they're either going to the Big 12 or Big 10 if they don't get a scholarship anywhere. Just because I think that experience, being able to, you went to the Big 12.
Yep.
I went to the Big 12. I mean, just seeing that, it's something you'd never get in San Diego.
Yeah, I agree.
Ever.
I went to Cal State San Marcos. It was cool. I was running track up there, but pretty quiet.
Right.
You know.
And I mean, I talked to Corey about this earlier. It's like, yeah, I was an All-American and everything, and we drew couple thousand fans out here.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is just kind of how sports are. You don't get the big crowds till you go to the NFL.
Yeah.
And then I go on my recruiting trips and I'm like, you're walking into 80,000 people. You're like, holy shit. It's like a completely different world out there. So I want my kids to experience that, but I really want my kids to be able to, when they come out, say, hey, go work. If you want to do the grocery store, go work for another grocer for 2 years.
Yeah.
And go experience it and understand. So when you do come into here, you're going to have a different perspective on what's going on. And hopefully that will give them some insight. And maybe they'll say, hey, Dad, I think we're doing better than what you're doing it.
Yeah.
Or I think, but it gives them a platform so they don't just feel like I'm telling them this is what you have to do and how we're doing it. It allows them to kind of grow a little bit and be their own person. Yeah. I was very fortunate with my dad. He's a saint. I mean, I don't think we could have worked any other way because I'm so persistent on certain things, and he allowed me that leash to go out and say, okay, I trust you. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
And he's my biggest fan. He's like, let's go. Like whatever you want to do, I'm on board. And I want to be able to do that to my kids too. And I don't want them just to come in here and I tell them this is what you have to do. But when they come in here, say, okay, you think that's going to work? Let's see if it's going to work.
And I think that's kind of that's a good tell of a good family business, and a family business is going to last a long time. Is there's room for growth and there's room for different perspectives, and they're not afraid to throw everything up on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, we talk about it. I mean, people are probably sick of me always saying that we can pivot, but you have to, as a small business, that's one of our things that we can change quick.
Yeah,
and throw something up against the wall. If that fucking thing sticks, we're gonna run with that.
Well, and I think we're big business, relatively big in the industry, and we pivot pretty quick too. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting on a plane this afternoon to make some pivots here. And so if
what are you
time
doing?
to pivot, I can't tell you yet.
Oh, just trying to go behind the smoke, trying to get that insider info.
Yeah. How many employees do you guys have now?
So we've got on the harvest side 600, but I think total combined with Sherwood, I think we're pushing 2,000.
Nice.
It's pretty amazing. And the coolest thing, and I don't really know that much about Sherwood. It's relatively pretty new, but on the harvest side, we have it's a family business, right? But it's like families that work for us. So there's dads and sons, and there's brothers and sisters, that like the Pepins. There's a Pepin that works out of San Diego. There's one that's our sales manager in Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty cool. If people want to move, we luckily have places where there's jobs and they can commute. And
right.
we really believe in retaining our employees. I mean, there's some guys down there that have known me, like the night biller that we hired when my mom was the night biller when we first started out, right?
What's the night biller?
Like the
that
when
sounds
they're
cool.
Yeah.
I like that name. The night biller.
Can we adopt
No,
that
so
name?
Superhero.
So it's a pretty responsible person, right? So my dad and my uncle be pulling the orders at night, right? And maybe one other guy, Eber Nava, who works for us down in San Diego now, was probably there. And Dave Toyne, I don't know if you know Dave Toyne,
Yeah.
he was probably there too. And Nick's dad.
Okay.
And so anyway, what the night biller does, they pull all the orders, and the night biller gets them together, make sure they're all right, and actually bills the invoices out, right? And so make sure prices are right and all that kind of stuff. So
As
that
opposed
usually
to the day biller?
there's I mean, you take the orders in the day, and then you pull the orders at night, and so that's like a 2 a.m. gig. So my mom was doing that. So when she was about 5 or 6 months,
She was the
pregnant,
night biller?
She was the night biller. I mean, it was like a 3, 4, 5 person show back then,
Nice.
right? So
Is there
Before it was 600?
yeah.
Is there any downtime at Harvest? I mean, are you guys open 24 hours? I mean, obviously not. The offices aren't open 24 hours, but is there someone there? Because I know some of our loads come in at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
and you gotta have
it's always happening. It depends. If I got a light night, like on a, I might the guys might be done pulling and billing at night at 2 a.m. and then the first truck comes in at maybe 3:30.
Okay, so you got an hour and a half.
So there might be an hour and a half gap there, but a lot of time there's crossover.
Yeah.
It's
No, you're talking about people being there forever.
it's a team, man.
My uncle was there for a long time and just slowly working his way out.
Yeah.
And I know, my dad was saying how they kind of helped him get that job and get in there. And I mean, he's done a pretty amazing job over there.
We're lucky to have him. I mean,
Happy.
he's my mentor.
Yeah.
You know, so he's he's
What
a
did he
killer
teach you?
guy. Well, he teach me how to say shit and fuck and all that. No, I'm kidding. No, I think the most important thing was to stay cool, man. He's a cool cookie.
Yeah.
He's a real cool cookie. So that's probably the biggest thing that he taught me.
Well, he was always telling me too. He's like, you know, a lot of times I'm essentially putting out fires. You know, sometimes like with the pork buying or whatever. He's like, so you just can't, you know, get too worked up. You just have to kind of just stay right here and know that we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
just give me time. And if I'm too high or I'm too low, it's like I'm not gonna be able to think straight. So I just have to kind of stay here and just keep going. And
Kind of like Chris Barr
yeah, Chris Mars
from Del Mar.
I-
Just pretty much all the shit can go wrong. He's just the same person.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I talked to him
matter.
on
I
Friday.
really respect people like that, man.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
It's just
Well,
like
and he's dealing
walking
with
straight
fucking
through,
people like
walking
us
straight through
and-
the fire.
Yeah.
It's just
He
like,
just goes.
it's fire.
And there goes Chris, right there.
Yeah, it's fire. It's
No,
all
he called
good.
me on Friday about those fucking fences that didn't get
The-
picked up.
The multiple fences
Yeah, at
Yeah.
Del Mar. And we finally got him a guy there at 6.
at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Right
He got
before the
turned away.
concert?
Oh, no, he got turned away.
Yeah, I know.
At 2.
Yeah, so I
You know
heard
he got
that.
turned away on Monday, too?
He got turned away. I thought he got him on Friday.
Yeah, but he went on Monday. They went on Monday. And Del Mar sent him away.
Really?
Yep. So that was like...
Did he get it back? Did he get him? Or are they still
on
there?
Friday. He got him on Friday. But, you know, Chris was just cool as a cucumber. Hey, Derek. Yeah, do you think you can get them to come out here
Yeah.
and pick it up? We got a concert going on at 6 o'clock, and it's 5 o'clock. Now we need them gone. I'm like, dude, I'm on it. So I freaked out, and I'm fucking calling people, cussing, yelling. I'm like, get the fuck over there and pick these things up, you know? He's like, yeah, we're just kind of bummed that they're still here, and we got those electrical things that we're missing. So, you know, we're going to have to talk about that. I'm like, right on, dude. Fuck. You know, and it's like,
That's
it
funny.
sucks to fucking, you know, you kind of feel like you're letting him down. But, yeah, he's crazy.
So tell us about when the shit goes wrong.
Well,
Give us a story.
there's a whole bunch of. Well, we gave you one with when the power went out.
Yeah.
You know, so he ended up finding a way, right?
Yep.
It just goes back to what you were saying earlier. When you're the businessman, you just find a way to make it happen, man.
You have to.
I
You have
mean,
no other choice.
So let's see. What's another way? I mean, there's stuff goes wrong all the time. Like
Well, I'm sure turnover's a bitch too, right? For drivers and getting everyone.
our drivers stick around pretty good. Our warehouse
Yeah.
guys stick around pretty good. Yeah, I mean, we really pride ourselves in including them in decision making, and you know the doors are always open. So, I mean, I know Caesar Bermuda's in our he's a young kid, good kid down in our warehouse. Shit, he'll walk right in the CEO's office and just say, hey, we're doing it like this. We should probably do it like this, you know. And they'll sit there and they'll talk and they'll, all right, we'll give it a shot, you know. And you know, maybe 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, 4 to 5 times, they're probably right. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
so
Well, if they're grinding it every day.
yeah. So I mean, shit goes wrong every day, you know,
Yeah.
and but like catastrophic shit is like, you know, a chicken truck on the way in, and like, you know, it flips over, and you're 40,000 pounds of chicken you thought was
and you're neck deep in your insurance policy.
yeah. I mean,
Ooh, that
you know,
exclusion of the chicken necks.
you know,
If
or
the chicken
or
neck.
it catches on fire and it's like, you know, smoked chicken
Yeah.
on the 15 or something like that, you know. But you know, that's some of the things. So you're scrambling to get your customers covered, and luckily LA's usually has some meat that you can buy from some people, and we figure it out. You know, you just
What's the most angry you've seen Derek?
I'm never angry.
yeah, you know,
Right.
I'm just like my uncles.
You're just like Chris Barr.
Calm.
Calm and collected.
I remember playing, actually probably football days.
Football days?
I played at uni.
Okay.
And so we had a
Oh,
game
uni
against
pre
them.
Cathedral Catholic.
Yeah.
Dating us all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We're all getting aged.
Anyway, we had a game at Monte Vista. I was like so stoked. I was a freshman, going to be brought up to varsity. This guy was on varsity. I was like, shh. But they was playing me in the JV game, and I got knocked out cold. Like, out cold.
Nice.
But I remember seeing film from this dude, and he was an effing animal, man. He was an animal.
No, those were fun days. I actually watched some of my old film not too long ago, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't even remember doing that.
Yeah.
Pretty. I think that guy is hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to get back up.
Imagine how I felt when I watched you fly 6 feet back from a smoker.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Yeah.
I can't, like I said, man, that was I haven't been hit that hard.
You've never been hit that hard.
It was intense. It was
Yeah.
intense. You know what's funny though? You know, we always talk about there's people that run from things and there's people that run to things.
Yeah.
And one of the first people, you know, JC on a dead sprint, making sure we're okay, and
Of course.
you know, just everyone that there's a team right across from us that came out and they made sure we were okay. And
I mean, the firefighters, the paramedics, they were just they couldn't understand how the fuck nobody was injured.
right.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I do not understand how Gene's entire shirt is burned and singed, and he's wearing this bikini barbecue shirt.
Midriff.
used to resemble a polo shirt, yet nobody's hurt. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, to walk away really unscathed is pretty intense. Me and Sean, we talked about that too. You know, like the war stories, and you know, I look over at Sean, he's on the phone, and I'm like, okay, who are you talking to? And he's like, look, man, I wanted to call the head guys at Del Mar first and let them know what happened and the true story, because before you know it,
Yeah.
the security guard is going to tell their buddy, who's going to tell their wife, who's going to know someone's wife, and is going to call Craig Dato and tell him that Sean and Derek got their arms blown off and now they're riding horses on the track. You know, before you don't know
Pretty
what that
much.
story is going to be.
Pretty
So,
much.
you know, was that an easy conversation for Sean to make? Absolutely not. But it was something that he had to do and take the initiative to do that. And those are things, you know, behind the smoke scenes that it's like, fuck, the last person you want to call and say, hey, the fucking head vice president at Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, we just had an explosion.
Yeah,
at our
we
barbecue
were
event,
in it.
and we were in it. You know, but
It's the right thing to do.
So when legal and when liability, when they all start contacting you and letting you know what happened,
You're
and
not the
why
last
there's
person.
paramedics and why there's a fire department out there, this is what really happened. So
don't.
we were actually in the incident report. We didn't write the incident report this time,
Yeah. Fuck.
but it's all good.
Whew. Yeah.
It's all good.
It was good, man. It was.
Thank God. Was that Sunday?
Yeah, it was Sunday. It was.
Yeah, the best was hearing Bill and JC talk about, they're like, well, we would have all just been not only out of the barbecue festival, but there's no more Valley Farm, there's no more Cali Comfort.
Yeah, I mean, we hear about it all the time. I mean, I know.
What do you mean?
Gene's
Gene's an expert
talked about-
witness.
Yeah, Gene's
for death
talked about
by
it, like,
barbecue.
yeah, he's like people,
Randy Gill, that's what he does.
People they die
Yeah.
from things like that. You know, I mean, it shook the ground. I mean, I had people like, "What happened?" You know, we thought. I'm like, well, I was probably one of the reasons the ground shook because
Yeah.
I flew over a fucking fence. But it was gnarly. Smoker's okay. Got a few things we're gonna switch on it. Get a few new valves, and it's gonna do some fabricating to make it run a little bit more like a old hickory. So when it starts up, the igniter has to start before the propane goes. So the propane can't be running if there's no igniter. And then got to get some new gauges for it. Other than that, it's going to be up and running. We'll have it there at Spring Valley,
There you go.
November 5th. You guys got to come to that one.
Yeah.
That one's here in Spring Valley.
Yeah.
You guys need to be a part of it. We'll try to get...
We'll put your booth right in front of the smoker.
That would be...
we might have a little bit of a liability fence.
Oh,
A
man.
little distance.
yeah. That... no, but yeah, let's figure
we
out how we
do.
can
We
get
gotta-
you guys involved in that that one. That's a really fun one. I mean, not to say Del Mar is not fun, because it's really exciting and fun for us, but Spring Valley, because it's in our home.
Yeah,
that's
it's backyard,
You know,
man.
we see all
It's our character.
all of our customers and everyone coming through, and they're just so excited about it. And we talk about how there's used to be this thing called Santa Sofia Fair in Casa de Oro over here. And I mean, I look forward to it so much when I was a kid, and I couldn't wait. I mean, I'm like, I can't wait till I get old enough I can go in the beer garden. That's what I wanted to do. I was so bad. And right before I could legally go in there, not to say I didn't go in there illegally, but right before I could legally go in there, they had to shut it down. So now to be able to have something like this one in Spring Valley that could be something like that for a kid that says, "Oh, I can't wait for this barbecue event." Now we have rides and different things and dancing, interaction, and the beer garden. And
the coolest thing too is just being up in Del Mar and having people that have listened to the podcast. They're like, we love barbecue. So fired up about the podcast. Can't wait to come out and compete. And like, compete. And they're like, yeah, I want to compete in the Spring Valley. I'm like, be careful what you say. Dude, I'm going to sign you up. I'll sign you up right here. Right here. Let's go. Let's do it.
Sign you up so quick.
So yeah, we've got some friends that are going to be first time competitors for Spring Valley. And
did I show you Taylor?
Who?
The Taylor and Kelsey.
Yeah.
The smoker I gave him.
Yeah.
And he fixed it all up.
Yeah.
He's already smoked tri-tipped and pork butts.
He signed up.
Did he?
No.
Oh, we should.
I already signed him up.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
He signed up.
Sean just came in this morning and he was telling me, Sean Hall, he got a Smoky Mountain.
Yeah.
Weber. And
I think we're going to have to cap it this year. We're going to run out of space on Troy Street.
I don't know, man. That's a long street.
It's a long street.
It's a long street. We can get a lot.
It's a big smoker that we're bringing out there.
That is.
It's big.
34
smoker.
feet long.
It's a big smoker.
A lot of storage. A lot of cooking space.
34 feet long.
Yeah. Yep. We'll put it on the show notes. I'll show you here in a little bit what it looks like. But
so, are you guys hiring?
Yeah.
Are you always hiring?
Yeah. I mean, we're always looking for, whatever's out there. Yeah.
What's the ideal person to work for Harvest?
Somebody that's gonna.
How do you guys go about hiring?
A lot of referrals, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I said earlier, I think a lot of like, hey, I got a brother, he'll work his butt off. Can you give him a shot?
Mm-hmm.
And like our sales manager in San Diego came out of the warehouse.
How many people do you have in sales?
Probably 160, 170.
That's it.
That's it.
yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and that's for the entire nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably just out of the 600 on the Harvest side. I'd say you probably have something similar to that in Sherwood too. So
Wow.
350. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I mean, it's a focus on people's business, and that's the direction we kind of give them to go. And
what are you guys doing on the technology side to make it easier on independents to order and things like that?
We have. I'm glad you brought that up. We have access to like online ordering and all that kind of stuff. It's just a matter of us setting it up, on an
No, it's a matter of dealing with assholes like us that don't want to change. You're
well, and that's fine
hey,
too.
fuckface.
No, I mean,
stop ordering the old way. Like let's work on it.
No,
let's make it better.
It's available. But honestly, in this business, personal contact's a big deal.
Well, yeah, but you can have personal contact, but if you use technology to be more efficient with your ordering, with something that you're doing multiple times a week, and you're saving sales time plus you're saving operator time.
Yeah,
you can use that relationship time on something that is going to actually be more impactful.
Yeah, sell an item. Yeah. No, I agree. I tell my guys to do both, and it's there. It's there if somebody wants it.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to kind of force. You kind of got to force it to be.
Yeah.
If
I know.
My recommendation. I mean, I just knowing how restaurant owners are and how managers are, they fucking hate change.
No,
and
I know.
Especially technology, and we can't be the industries that are
The
so
last.
resistant to change. And the next thing you know, fucking Amazon's droiding food, to somebody else, and there is no butcher shops and restaurants.
That's a good point.
We need to get our shit together.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that scares the fuck out of me, dude. I get so.
I get fired up about it. It's because of the
Good.
the
Good
drone.
for you.
The
I
drone's going
don't.
to say Valley Farm on it. Sponsored by Valley Farm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that kind of fucking money to do all that shit, but I mean, it scares the shit out of me to know that is actually
It's happening.
going to happen.
No, it's
And
happening.
To know, I know people still want that one-on-one feel, and still want people to kind of show them how to cook things, but that convenience.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, I might even
Yeah.
order from Amazon. You know what I mean? Like to get like.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm thinking like, well, there are those people that are like, okay, I want a New York, or I want a ribeye, but I want the chuck end of the ribeye.
Yeah, right.
And that person, or that Amazon's not gonna know what the fuck a chuck end is.
No.
Where they're gonna, that's how I, whenever I'm out somewhere, I'm like, give me a chuck end ribeye. That's my shit right there. That's what I'll eat all day long. And if they were to just send me a loin end, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
So, hopefully there's some people like me out there that don't.
Well, I think that's a big thing. We got to educate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the more educated consumer that's out there, the better for an independent that, can focus on that and can do that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what we got to do. And, back to what else we're doing. We're setting up meetings with companies that, do different things specifically on the, social media marketing and other stuff like that for specifically for independent grocers. So,
well, sure. I mean, the social side has to be educational, and the more educational and the more transparent it is, the more customers are going to appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're going to appreciate the fact that, it's not a secret. You actually take pride in every step of the process. These are the steps in the process. And the fact that you're willing to put it out there as opposed to somebody else, that makes their trust level with you that much higher.
Absolutely. Yeah. Transparency it's not like a point of differentiation. It's a necessary thing.
Absolutely.
It has to be there.
No, it is. It's huge, and to know, I can always call and say, hey, what else is coming in? We're going to start doing these grass-fed stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to start bringing in some chuck and some other things.
Yeah.
And, now you're telling me this is what's coming in. This one's, we've found it's a little bit better than this product, and you're always honest with me and what I have going. Now I'm getting to go and fly out to Nebraska, and then from Nebraska, you guys are flying me to Wisconsin and the grass-fed thing with Kenny. I mean, just educating me, so now I can educate my consumer and be transparent with them, and this is what's going on.
Yeah,
that's going to be, those are crucial things. I know you can't do it for everyone, but those key guys, hopefully.
Yeah, and we do the best we can,
Yeah.
And La Crosse is a good beer town.
Nice.
Yeah, they drink a lot of beer.
Dude, I'm actually excited. My buddy is in Madison, so he's going to try to meet me out. I think it's like 2 hours away. I haven't seen him since
oh, cool.
For a long time.
Cool.
He played at Wisconsin.
Oh, cool.
We played high school together.
Oh, cool.
Calvin Barrett, he was a monster.
Oh, yeah, I remember that name.
Yeah, he was a monster of a player.
Yeah.
And, probably one of the biggest hits I've ever seen in high school football. It came from him.
Really?
Fucking literally did a flip in there. The guy.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy.
So you guys Charger fans still?
Yeah.
Are you?
Huge.
Are you?
Die hard.
I broke up with them a couple years ago when they fired Marty.
Yeah.
I saw the writing on the wall, so I just didn't want to go through the heartbreak.
It's going to be an interesting football season, that's for sure. That is for sure.
I mean, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's but Philip's still doing good.
Yep.
That guy's
fucking gotta love Philip.
Always doing his thing, man. He's working his ass off, and he had a great preseason.
And LT was pure class in Hall of Fame. I mean, pure
of Fame
class,
is awesome.
man. He was a Hall of Fame kind of guy too.
So if people want to find you, are you on Twitter?
Not on Twitter.
Not yet. Today. Though.
Not yet. Yeah, man. I better get my shit done today. Yeah.
You're gonna get
I'll do it
I'm
on the
saying
phone.
he's gonna fucking follow up with you.
I will.
He's gonna bug the fuck out of you.
Okay.
So one of the things that it's not just the companies that have to be on social. It's the more that salespeople, executives are on social, the more that you buy in, then the whole company's embracing the process. The more that my managers are on it, the more that they can get content when I'm not there or when Corey's not there. And that stuff is important because you just never know where that sale's going to happen. And the sale's going to happen on the DM. It's going to happen when somebody's like, hey, we're doing this festival. Hey, we do meet. Like, let's talk.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, as opposed to the old way of, calling somebody or the old referral, it's going to be based off of, you follow this person. Here's a recommended follow. You're like, holy shit, look what this company's doing. They're sending Derek to fucking Nebraska. Like, look at, Derek's on social saying, thank you, Harvest. Like, what do you mean, thank you, Harvest? What did they do? Well, this is what they did. And then they go and they find someone like you.
Yeah. I'm on Instagram.
You're on Instagram.
Yeah.
On what? Kyle? Kyle Leavy?
Meet Kyle.
Meet Kyle. Like meat?
MEAT.
Like which meat? Ah, that meat.
Yeah, Meet Kyle.
And then that'll be your Twitter handle too?
Yeah, if it's not taken, yeah.
There we go.
I don't think it's gonna be that popular.
I like it. I like it.
No, I mean, get them all. I 100% agree. Like I said, I know it's kind of hard, especially probably in
Podcast
your
movement,
position.
by the way. We went to the podcast.
This is my first. I'd never even listened to a podcast before. So I mean, like, you guys are kind of really blowing my mind right now.
Well, it's the craziest. I mean, we went to Podcast Movement, which was up in Anaheim. This conference, and it was so fascinating. The speakers that would come. Once Google and Android get and native app
It's
for
fuck-
listening
it's fucking
for
blowing
listening
the
to
fuck
podcasts.
up.
It's going to change the world. 14% of the world has iPhones. 14%. And 84% of people that listen to podcasts, they listen to it through an iPhone. So that means that because of the native app on the iPhone, it's easier to listen on an iPhone. So once that Android market comes and that Google market, it's going to change it'll change the game. Plus
They're saying Teslas.
Plus you have Amazon Echo coming into your house. You have Google Home. You've got Tesla that has a native app. Everything's going to change with voice. And, being on podcasts is something that we're very fired up about. And to go to podcast movement and to see people that are telling you to be on Twitter, Derek.
I know.
He couldn't have come in at a better time.
I walked into this one
the session.
class, and right when I walked in, she was talking about having like 250,000 followers.
She has 250,000 followers.
Just
she's
reaching
on
out. She's always
MSNBC,
engaging.
She's on CNN.
We retweeted her shit,
yeah.
and she's like fucking saying thank you. She can't wait down to have barbecue.
She can't
and
wait
I'm
to
like,
come down to have barbecue. Yeah, it was awesome.
Just that exposure that we're getting just from that. I mean, it's
it does. It's pretty mind blowing actually when you sit down and think about it.
You cannot reach the amount of people the way social media does.
It's a worldwide.
You can't.
Well, it's social. It's not just social. It's podcast. I mean, it's digital. It's digital marketing, and we're so fortunate to have people listening to this podcast and to write us a review or follow us on Facebook or to send us a tweet and show us what kind of barbecue they're doing, and it's awesome.
Tag us in some stuff, man. We'll throw it up there. We'd love to see what you guys are doing. What like what Sean said, what barbecue you're making. What's happening? Any war stories you have at your place?
Or show us some butcher shops. Show us some meat. Show us some meat around the world. We want to see, what else is out there.
Yeah, what are they doing in South Africa?
Absolutely.
What are they smoking in South Africa? That's what I kind of want to know.
I would love to see that. Absolutely.
There's some South African teams that joined the KCBS that had Arlie said.
Yep. Yep. It's a big deal.
A little bit different, but it's good. Kyle, I can't thank you enough, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You.
No, this is cool.
So tweet at him.
Yeah.
When this podcast comes out.
Meet Kyle at.
I want you to flood his Twitter account.
Get him.
Flood it. I'll we'll put it in the show notes. But yeah,
how do you spell Twitter?
Appreciate you coming out. 140 characters or less. Right on, man. Thanks for coming out.
Cool. Thanks, guys.